What kind of things should you donate and why? I'm going to talk to you about that in this video. Welcome to Efficiency and Organization. This is the channel where we talk about having good systems, having good routines and habits, so that way we can achieve anything that we really set our mind to. Now, part of organizing is decluttering, which is why it's important every now and then to take a look around you and see how much you've accumulated in things and donate them. Not only is it good for you, but it's also good for your community. Because a lot of times when you donate things, if it's like food, of course it goes to churches and schools and needy families. So those are donations, right? Monetary donations also help charitable organizations. But what I'm going to talk to you about is physical things that we also could donate and should donate to, number one, help declutter our spaces, to help us have that openness and vastness around us that can help us focus more on what's important and be more productive, and also at the same time helping the community. So some of the things that you should strongly consider donating, and what I do, a lot of the things I donate, believe it or not, even though I'm like a minimalist, I try not to have anything around me unless I'm using it. When I do my spring break cleaning, I start with one room of the house. Usually it's like upstairs, the closet, and I make my way down to room by room by room. I go as far as cleaning the walls, cleaning the lights, everything. It's very deep cleaning. It takes me about 2-3 weeks to get done with the whole house and the front yard and the backyard. One of the best parts is the donation gathering process, but it doesn't just have to be during spring cleaning. A lot of people try to get rid of things right in the new year time or at the end of the year as they're getting ready for the new year. Set aside 2 or 3 hours in your planner and start with a wall, start with a corner, and just make your way. Don't hold on to things. Remember, you want openness, you want vastness. You want to be able to focus on the things that are more important than things around you that could really clutter your space, clutter your mind. So books are a good example. Too many things on the walls. If you have too many fixtures, if you have too many photos, too much wall art, there is such a thing as too much. Get rid of them. If you have lamps you haven't used, lighting you haven't used, small appliances, kitchen, go in the kitchen and you'll see there are things in your cabinets that you probably haven't used for at least 2 years. There's no need for those to stay there. If you're not using them, chances are you're not going to. Give them to people. Plants are good examples of things that you can give away. Stuffed animals, electronics. Let's say you had a business and then you decided not to pursue the business anymore. If you still have the things from it that you can't necessarily sell, you've tried, your next best bet is to donate. Now, let's say you start this weekend and then you look around the house and you go, oh, there's like all these things that I have that I couldn't finish. I barely got through like half of one room. That probably means you have a lot of stuff, which is not a bad thing. So what I would do if I were you is go in and schedule another 2-3 hour time frame. This is called time blocking. It's an effective time management strategy. You basically set aside that time when you're doing nothing else but focused on this particular project, this particular task. Give it a try, see what you think, but definitely try to open up some space in your surrounding by donating things, getting rid of things, having too much of anything, just waiting around that one day maybe we might use it. It's really like there is such a thing as having cluttered spaces. So try to free yourself of that, and it's going to help you feel good, I promise. That's all I have for this video, and I will catch you in the next one.